so basically, once I got dressed in my tracksuit, we gathered all the stuff up, put it in the track bag, got in the car, and we went. So some of the days I did stretch out in the car. I was tight the first day, so I think I did that. But hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the video. Before we jump into today's video, I did say I hope you enjoyed the last few episodes of you guys about the Junior Olympic Indoor Nationals preview. I'm pretty sure it was. Link down below if you guys haven't seen that one. Go check it out if you watch this video. But I would just like to apologize. This is kind of off topic from this video. It happened a little while ago, but I have had many problems with getting my videos up. Some of my videos were disrupted, mostly because of nationals and some problems with downloading, and sound problems didn't work for me. So I am very, very sorry that some videos did not get up. Owen and Ollie's is one of them. I could not get that one to download correctly. I am still trying to get that one downloaded, and if I can, I'm presuming soon enough this week, or I'm filming this video in advance, and I'm having this problem now. So if it has gone up for you guys, great already. But if it hasn't, I'm hoping to get it up later this week or sometime in the near future. But I am very, very sorry that the videos have not gone up yet. I have had many problems, again, nationals, downloading problems, sound problems, and it's just been that one video, so I don't know. But I am very, very sorry, and some days I skipped because of mostly because of nationals, days I skipped. But I am very sorry, and I hope to get that back on schedule for you guys then. But yeah, so hope you enjoyed that. I did hope you enjoy the Junior Olympic recap I posted for you guys, the last video I posted for you guys. I really did have so much fun going back, rewatching those videos with you guys, telling you guys my feelings before, during, and after the race, before, during, and after the race, recapping the 800, the 1500, and the 3000 meters for your 11-12 boys, and telling you a little bit of information about that. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. You guys, it's probably going to do it up for this first block of the intro, and now we'll do into our second block of the intro, the top of today's video. So in today's video, as you guys probably saw by the amazing thumbnail we put up for this video and the title, and it kind of ties in to the preview and the recap almost directly, we are going to be talking about Junior Olympic recap, but behind the scenes of what happened for each race. So in this video, I'm going to be going more into detail what happened before and after my races, so how I got ready for the races, and how I eventually prepared, got done with the races, got my medals, took the pictures, went back to the hotel, and then kept doing it for the 3-day cycle. So we are going to be going more into depth, and I'm going to be taking you guys kind of behind the scenes of where, like, how I got to the warm-up track, how I signed in, how I warmed up, what I did before the race, what my nightly routine was, what we did right after the race, what we did, what time I went to bed. So these are all going to be things that we're going to discuss in this video. We're going to be having 2 blocks. We're going to be having a before the race block where I will discuss basically waking up and having my breakfast at the hotel, arriving at the place the first day, seeing everything, seeing all the new stuff, and what I kind of did before I started warming up. We'll save that for the next block, but we will talk about that. We'll talk about what I did to warm up, how I got my legs ready to run really fast, how I signed in, how that process worked, and then how I stood trackside until it was time for me to run and eventually get on the line, and what we talked about last week, kind of recap the races. And then in the second block of the video, we're going to be talking about what happened after the race, which will be how I got my medal and took my pictures, how there was actually a medal ceremony, but we'll go in more detail after, but that was really cool as well. We'll be talking about what happened after the race, how I helped some of my teammates get to their races. That will be more in the before the race block, but we'll talk about that more in this video. If I forget, you guys can comment down in the live chat, and I will get to that afterward. But I hope I'm not forget. So I will talk about that. I'll be talking about how we got back to the hotel, the nightly routine, obviously, my dinner, and my cool down mile. And I will also be telling you guys in maybe a short mini last block, if I think about it, and I really want to, I'll be telling you guys some of the places I went this trip. Going to New York, going to the M&M store, the Statue of Liberty, all these different sites I saw, and I think it's going to be really fun to tell you guys all about the behind the scenes stuff, and let's get straight to it. Guys, so that's probably going to do it up for this intro of the video, and now into our first block of the video, the before the races block, behind the scenes. Alright guys, this first block of the video, we're going to be talking about basically behind the scenes of before all my races, how we got there, how I woke up in the morning, and all my processes before I actually stepped on the track, and how the race went. I made some notes here on my phone, and I'm going to read you guys off. I think it's on the left-hand side of your screen. I will put them up in editing for you guys, so you guys can now see on the left-hand side of your screen the topics we'll be talking about. These are just the topics. I may add some more in, but for right now, waking up in the morning at the hotel, you guys might see some different ones since I added some in. But mine are before the races. Waking up in the morning, / at the hotel, arriving, walking around before warming up, sitting in the waiting area, / trackside, signing in and waiting around trackside before all my races. So first off, let's start off with waking up in the morning at the hotel. So the first morning that we got to the hotel, I was a little bit tired. We had just arrived the night before, so I hadn't really gotten the perfect night's sleep that I wanted. Although over the next 3 nights, I didn't really get perfect night's sleep anyway. It was a really harsh and busy schedule that we had. We did do a lot of stuff, as I told you guys. We'll talk about that more in the third block if I end up doing that. So basically, waking up in the morning at the hotel. So when I woke up in the morning, the first night, the second night, the first morning, and really all the mornings, I didn't really want to wake up because as the days went on, I got better. But the pressure of just being at these national events, even though I've been here 2 times and I know what it feels like, it's just so much because you're competing against the best kids in the country. So it's like there's quite a bit of pressure to get it right. Like I put the pressure on myself. It's not other people who put it on me, but it's the pressure to you gotta get this right. Like if you don't get this right, it's probably not gonna happen for you, and you get one chance and one chance only. So you have to make this your day and get it right. So when I woke up in the morning, I sat in my bed I went. During the 3 days, my dad basically went down to the breakfast area. He cooked me up my bobo, heated it up in the microwave. There wasn't a toaster there, so that made it harder. It didn't taste quite as good, but it still worked. We still got it. I kept resting in my bed, watched some YouTube videos most of the days in the morning while I ate my breakfast. After that, I kind of changed out of my comfy slippers and my pajamas, and I got dressed into my tracksuit. So basically, once I got dressed in my tracksuit, we gathered all the stuff up, put it in the track bag, got in the car, and we went. So some of the days I did stretch out in the car. I was tight the first day, so I think I did that. Now we're moving on to the second one, arriving and walking around before warming up. So when we arrived at the complex the first day, this was only the first day, Joe gave us our numbers, gave us all the stuff they gave us, water bottle, patch, backpack, and after that we took a few pictures outside, and then we went inside. So Joe had discussed with us all. I told you guys about this. Actually, I don't even think I told you guys about this. The first day, he told me about this kid named Gideon Newton, who had been, we actually talked about it so much in the 800 recap. He had been the best one. And he told me you gotta sit behind him and you just gotta wait to pass him. And that did not end up happening, as you guys know, the fall and everything. But after he talked to all of us about strategy, and then after that, I'm a jittery person, so I like to walk around a lot. It helps me clear my mind a little bit, and I told my dad I wanted to keep walking. So basically, every single day, we probably walked close to a mile before every single one of my races, at least a half mile, which would probably be about 20-30 minutes. So I'd walk around with my dad. I tried to keep my mind distracted from everything. Just kind of keep my mind distracted before we started warming up. Third off, warming up. So we basically, when we were done with all the walks, we headed back up to, there was a balcony deck, and we started to warm up. So to start off the warm-ups, we did a little bit of stretching. Every single day we did sort of like a jog up and down the streets of the complex. It was on a main road, so there wasn't much places to go, but we did a jog up and down the streets, and it was probably close to between half mile and a mile. So between 800 and a mile of running before we started warming up. So once we finished that 800 to a mile, or half mile to a mile, whatever you want to call it, we went back up and we did a little bit of light stretching. The last day a little bit more heavy stretching, but some light stretching beforehand, and then we got straight to warming up. So we did our A skips, our B skips, our butt kicks, our scoops, our high knees, and then after we did all those warm-ups, we did our strides. So I think every single day we either did 4 to 6 strides. I think it was 4 strides because I didn't want to wear out my legs too much. But I think it was 4 strides every single day. So we did the strides, and then soon after that, my dad went back in. We got my spikes on. He gave me my spikes. The first day was fine, but the second and third day, I actually had to carry my spikes down there and tie them myself. My spikes do need to be tied pretty tight, so it was kind of nice that I had to tie them by myself. But again, so he brought me my spikes. I said bye to him. He said good luck to me. Everyone said good luck to me, and I went down to the warm-up area to head into section number 4, signing in / waiting around the track before we started to race. So when I got down there, the check-in area was about at the very back of the warm-up area. So there was like a staircase going down, and you need to show your bib every single time. But there was a staircase going down, and there was a staircase going back up, and they were on that far side. So you basically had to check yourself in, get your hip numbers. I put mine on right away. So I'm the person who doesn't want to wait till the last minute because I always forget. And then once I got my hip numbers on, I put on my spikes. I talked to a few guys. The first day was, again, it got better as the days went on. It was really, really nerve-wracking the first day because I didn't really know how this was going to go. I wasn't used to the track. I wasn't used to the people. I wasn't used to the competition here. But once I finally got used to the track, people, competition, loudness of the whole thing, and just the national circuit itself, because I hadn't been on it in a little while, since cross-country, it became more normal to me. But I signed in, got my spikes tied up. I got my spikes tied in double knots, tucked all the laces in to make sure they wouldn't fall out. And then I just kind of kept my legs loose, did the butt kicks, did like the high knees really quick, did some light like quad stretching and other stretching. And then when we finally rounded all that up, they separated us into our heats when we went up the stairs. So you separated by heats, and you went in order by hip number. I was in heat number 4, as I told you guys in the recap. And we went up. We had to stand by the track until it was time for us to race. So during this time, it was pretty much the same as the sign-in. I just tried to keep my legs loose because I knew this competition is really, really good, and it's super easy for your legs to tighten up if you don't keep moving them. So I was just, I mean, it wasn't even that stuff. It wasn't even that big. It was just light shaking or maybe some like hard kicking at times, just in place. Maybe some jogging in place, maybe some high knees, some butt kicks in place. But I just knew you had to keep your legs moving because otherwise they're going to tighten up. And you spent so much time getting them warmed up. The last thing you want to do is waste all that time, waste all that energy to then have your legs just tighten back up again. And I mean, at that point it was useless. Like the last thing I want to do is have a full warm up and then make it useless because I didn't keep my legs loose through the whole thing. So I kept my legs loose through the whole thing, and then we finally got on the track. My dad did give me a few words of encouragement. People came over and fist bumped me before the race, mostly my dad and my coach and all my families and relatives, but other people as well. And just say good luck and have a good race. And yeah, so once we finished that, once we were done with the track side, we got on the track, and I discussed that last week with you guys. We got on the track, they blew the gun, and we were gone. Yeah, guys, so that's probably going to do it up for this first block of the video. And now let's go into our second block of the video, behind the scenes of what happened after all the races were over. Alright guys, in the second block of the video, we're going to be talking about, or discussing the behind the scenes of what happened after all the races were over, and, how that all went. So the blocks you will see on the left-hand side of your screen, these are the subjects we'll be discussing. You guys might see differently, because I might have added some stuff in, but these are what I see. So after finishing, thoughts and feelings / pictures and medals, cool down mile, arriving back at the hotel night routine, and my dinner, and then going to bed. So the reason sightsees aren't in there is because we're going to discuss them in the next block. I have decided that I'm going to do that next block for you guys and discuss all the sightsees, so we will talk about that more in the next block. So first, let's start off with the first topic, which is actually probably 3, after finishing, thoughts and feelings and pictures and medals. So after finishing, so we're going to do the after finishing and the feelings together because they kind of tie into each other. So after finishing every single day, first of all, I was exhausted. Second of all, I thought to myself, you killed yourself out there. And third of all, I really wasn't really that sad. The only time I was really visibly sad was the first day in the 800 when I fell, obviously. Which, I mean, you would presume I'd be sad. Like, I fell in the 800 final, and I probably could have gotten a higher medal for that. Even though I still ran really, really good after I realized how good it was, I was still pretty sad. But I soon got over that because I realized you're in the national championship, you still want a medal, that's still really, really impressive. So I kind of thought to myself after the race, I didn't really think that much to myself after the race. It was a lot of talking more so than thinking after the race. But I thought to myself, you just raced some pretty good fields after all my races. And my feelings were just, I was overjoyed. Especially with the 1500 and the 3000. 800 as well, but more the 50 and the 3 because you guys knew I did end up winning those races, but the fields were amazing in all my races. So I was over the moon in the 15 and the 3 because, I mean, I just won the national championship. I finally got the comeback I wanted from cross country because in cross country, you guys knew that, like, I even think I'll link the video down in the description below. Go watch it after you finish watching this one. But I think in that video I said, like, I was really upset. Like, it was a good 11th place finish, but, like, it's 11th place. Like, who wants to finish 11th place in a race? Like, you could not tell me you want to finish 11th place. You want to finish first, obviously. So I felt like I felt like it was some really, really good redemption kind of from cross country because, I mean, in cross country I got 11th. That was great, and I still placed really high. Out of 310 kids, I got 11th out of the whole country. But it was one of those things that, like, I felt like I wanted my redemption, and here was the time I felt like I got my redemption, and I actually ended up getting my redemption and doing really well and doing all that. Moving on to pictures and medals. So after the race, the pictures were first of all galore. It was insane how the pictures were. We can talk about that more after the medals. But the medals were actually really fun. They did have actually a medal ceremony. They also had the medals engravement, which I think I talked about in the Junior Olympic indoors recap, which is the last video for you guys. Again, link down in the description below. Go watch it afterward, along with the Junior Olympic cross country recap. You can also watch that one after you finish watching this video. But I think that was more like, I think the medals were very cool because they kind of had like a real like medal ceremony. Like if you go to if you watch the Olympic Games in any year, you can stand on the podium, and that's what they had. They actually had like a real like podium, and I was like, each day I stood on 6th and then 1st and then 1st, which was super cool because it's like, oh my god, you feel like you're like a superstar and you feel like you're like one of the greatest, ever. It makes you feel like, so it makes you feel like one of the greats, which is kind of cool. And they don't present you with your medal, but you get to pick up your medal, and you get to take all the pictures with your medal. They actually announce that you either what place you came in, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th. But yeah, so it was a super cool medal ceremony, and getting the medal engraved was also really cool. I just found these medals to be really good, and yeah, I had a lot of fun with the medals. The pictures. Now, the pictures that happened were even more, like, I don't even think I can tell you guys how many pictures I have. At the end of at the end of Junior Olympic recap video, indoors, you guys saw the amount of pictures I had. It was insane. We took so many pictures, and those pictures weren't even all the ones we had. Those are the ones that I got my hands on. But I mean, that's not even all the pictures we had, and I probably had 5 or 6 pages of pictures in that video. Like, that is insane. So the pictures we took were massive. Now, looking back, I'm glad we took that many pictures, but then it got super annoying because I'm like, oh my god, why more pictures? It's like every corner I turn, I'm taking a new picture, and I'm like, guys, it's why so many pictures? Like, I mean, again, my mom and my teammate Haley and Brooklyn's dad, they both did an amazing job with the pictures. It was really good, but I kept saying, like, oh my god, I kept getting so mad because I'm like, why? It's just pictures, pictures, and pictures. So yeah, that was really fun, but also kind of annoying at the time. My second block is the cool down mile. Now, this cool down mile probably wouldn't have happened if I didn't have a streak going of I have to run a mile every single day outside. We knew at this championship that we were going to be running inside basically, the entire time, obviously, except for when we were running the warm-up mile or the warm-up half mile to a mile, and doing the actual warming up, like the strides and the stretches and the drills and everything. But the cool down mile really happened because we dedicated ourselves to doing a mile every single day outside, and we didn't get that in because it was all indoors. So we had to get it in afterward, which meant we basically went out at pitch black at nightfall, and me and my dad did the run. The last day was the only time we actually did it when it was light out. The other 2 days we did it Friday and Saturday. We did it when it was nightfall. So yeah, that was pretty fun. I did enjoy the cool down mile. It kind of shaked up my legs, and yeah, it definitely helped. Third block, arriving back at the hotel and kind of my night routine. So when we got out of the meet, again, after we took the pictures and did the medal stuff, and said bye to our teammates, we got back to the hotel, and basically, it was really only the 3,000 night that we actually had time to, like, relax and do all this stuff. Typically, my night routine at the hotel will consist of, first of all, taking off my uncomfortable track clothes, because that was the last thing I wanted to be in after a long days of work and running. Taking off my bib, getting into my comfy clothes, and then sometimes I think once I took a shower, I took a shower most nights of this whole trip. But yeah, so I kind of took a shower and then, not a ton because we didn't have that much time to take a shower, but on the nights I would take a shower and then I would basically sit in bed. So that was kind of my nightly routine, just because I wanted to save my legs and, make sure they were as fresh as possible for the next day. Number 4 was my dinner. So this is probably pretty obvious to you guys. If you guys don't know, I am a sushi fanatic. My sushi has been my pre-race meal now for, probably a year now. So I've probably been getting sushi before races for a year plus now. But yeah, so sushi is always my go-to. Soul Kitchen is my favorite in my hometown of Westford here. I can link the information to Soul Kitchen down in the description below, link the menu as well. Go check it out after you finish this video. But yeah, so Soul Kitchen is definitely my go-to, but when I don't have Soul Kitchen on the go, we try to find some really amazing sushi places, and we did. The sushi I got here was awesome. So it looks like you can't find bad sushi in New York, but you can't find bad bagels or bad pizza. And the fourth block, which is the final block, was going to bed. So this is pretty simple. I will say this. I did not at all get to bed at the time I wanted to. I wanted to get to bed around 9. Typically, I would get to bed around 10, 10:30. My window to get to bed would be around 10 to 11. Which isn't the most ideal time, if you guys know that I didn't have to wake up as early. I woke up at 8 a.m. My races were typically later in the morning or the afternoon, like the 800 was at 1:25 in the afternoon. But yeah, so even then, I think when we got there, I think the night we went out to all the sightseeings, the Statue of Liberty and the M&M store and Times Square, I don't think I went to bed until about 11 to 11:30, which, a lot of you guys know that's not the most ideal time to go to bed before a championship race, nonetheless. Any race, never mind a championship race. But for some reason, that didn't really matter. I probably would have ran a little bit better if I did get to bed earlier, but you know what? I am very happy with the results that I ran at Nationals, and, yeah, so my bedtime prediction was about 9, but that typically didn't happen, so, you know what? It didn't happen, but it seemed to have worked, so, you know what? I'm happy with it. Yeah, guys, so that's probably going to do it up for the second block of the video, and now let's go into our third and final block of the video. Basically, I'm going to share with you guys all the sights I saw during this trip. Alright guys, in this third and final block of the video, we're going to be talking about all these sights I saw on this trip and basically during this entire trip to Nationals. So along with the running, which was absolutely amazing and I loved it so much, the running wasn't the only exciting part. We had some great sightseeing that we got to see, and it was super interesting. So so on the left hand side of your screen, you guys will see the topics. Again, might have changed some, might have added some. But I have sightseeing trips. For that, I have Times Square, which is kind of just a general idea, Hard Rock Cafe, Statue of Liberty, the M&M store, and a little cool street magic that we also saw as well. And maybe a few street performances and some street magic that was also really cool, and I just wanted to highlight. So starting off with Times Square. Times Square was amazing. It was so eventful. It was so very, very exciting to see, and there was just so much stuff going on, which was also my problem because I'm the type of person who I'm super nervous before my races, and the one thing I didn't want to be around, even when we were at the complex, which isn't 1/4 of as loud as Times, or 1/100th of as loud as Times Square is, I still got freaked out about the whole noise thing. So that's why I wanted to be outside all the time, because I was I just wanted quiet, and Times Square is far from quiet. So it was amazing, but I wish I could be a little quieter. Second, Hard Rock Cafe. Now, this cafe, it's not as good as my sushi places, I will not lie, but there was some pretty good food, I will not lie. It's not the best restaurant I've ever been to, but again, I'm not a restaurant critic, so I don't critic restaurants, I discuss running with you guys. So I'm no restaurant critic, but this is a pretty good restaurant. I will not lie, their food was super good. We did split it. Me and my dad did split a salmon and barista meal, or barista meal, which is like small chunks of bread with olive oil dabbled on it, with some tomatoes. But it wasn't a bad meal at all. I mean, again, my sushi was what I really looked forward to. But the Hard Rock Cafe had some really good food. Wasn't a bad meal at all, and I think I give Hard Rock Cafe a pretty high rating of 9 out of 10. So it was really good. Third of all, Statue of Liberty. Now, this might not be what you guys are thinking. You guys might think I'm going to tell you all about how I went up to the Statue of Liberty and I saw all this stuff and I saw out its windows. Sadly, no, I only saw it from the ferry on the way over to New York City. I do have some photos that I can put up at the end of this video. I did put them up at the end of the recap, but I can put some more photos just to highlight them at the end of the video. Stick around for those photos. But yeah, so the Statue of Liberty, it looks super cool. I do really, really wish we had time to actually get up there. I have been up there to the Crown before. It's super scary going up that stairwell, by the way. Just if you guys are thinking about it, but yeah, so I do wish we could have gone up to the Crown and saw everything, but it was kind of nice to be able to see it, get some pictures, stick around to the end of the video for the pictures of some Hard Rock Cafe pictures, and Statue of Liberty pictures, M&M store pictures, and maybe I have some pictures of some cool street magic. I will try to look for that. Speaking of that, the M&M store, that's the fourth comment that I have. By the way, the Statue of Liberty is super cool. I really enjoyed seeing it, and it was super fun to see and take pictures of. M&M store. Now, the M&M store was probably by far my most favorite moment of the night, because the M&M store was basically, if you're an M&M lover, it's basically your dream world come true. When you walk in, there's a giant statue of an M&M guy, and there's just galore. I mean, you're talking mugs, shirts, sweatshirts, bags, notebooks, water bottles, travel mugs, pens, pencils, M&Ms of all kinds. It's basically an M&M's lover dream. Now, I'm not an M&M lover. I don't eat that much sugar or candy a lot. I will treat myself sometimes, but my stomach can't really handle it that well. But I still really enjoyed seeing all of it. Overall, at the end of the day, I ended up getting a travel mug, which I can put a picture at the end of the video, and I got some red slippers, which I can put a picture of at the end of the video. So stick around for that with all the other amazing sightseeing pictures. But yeah, so I can put some more pictures up about before the race and after the race, but stick around for the cool sightseeing pictures, and to the last 2 blocks, I will put up some pictures from those. So the M&M store was super amazing. There was 3 levels to it, which is insane, and they probably, I'm not gonna lie, they scam you out of their money real quick. Everything is super expensive there, but it's really worth it because it is super nice stuff, and I really liked it. Finally, number 5, the cool street magic. Now, we didn't see much of it, but the street magic here was super cool. I will not lie. New York probably has the best street magic in the whole USA, or some of it. We did see a guy who was like a robot basically dancing, covered in gold, and being like, oh my god, yeah, that's me. Yeah, so you paid him like a quarter or something, and he danced for you for like 25 seconds or whatever, as much money as you paid him. If you paid him like $1, he'd probably dance for like 60. If you paid him $2, he'd probably dance for like 2 minutes. So, it was super cool to see. He did a really nice job with it. We did see some cool performances on the street. Once again, I'm not the kind of person who's going to sit around and watch these, but seeing them is pretty cool, and I might have some pictures, so stick around to the end of the video for those. So yeah, super cool, and I really enjoyed them. You guys, so that's probably going to do it up for this third and final block of the video, and that's probably going to wrap it up for today's video. Alright guys, and I hope you enjoyed today's video. Hope you enjoyed really listening to me talk about the behind the scenes of what happened before and after my races at the Junior Olympic Indoor Nationals. This, I think 2 weekends ago now, the time I'm posting this for you guys. I am filming this pretty far in advance, maybe like a week or so in advance. So it's pretty far out, but I really do hope you enjoyed listening to me, all the behind the scenes stuff. It is so cool to go back with you guys and just relive all these moments. I love rewatching these videos and seeing what I did say, because years from now I'm going to look back on this video and be like, oh yeah, that's what happened behind the scenes. And it's kind of like my daily vlogs almost, because I get to share all my experiences with you guys. Plus, whenever I want to find my experiences again, I can just search the video, I can watch it, and I can get it back again. So it is super fun to go back with you guys. I really do hope you enjoyed it, and I really enjoyed sharing with you guys all about my signing in process, my warm-up, my cool-down, my dinner, all the sightseeing that we saw, and yeah, so I really do hope you enjoyed it, and talking about basically how I got from 0 indoor nationals medals to 3 international medals with what you guys just saw was a ton of hard work, a lot of dedication, and all the behind the scenes work that was put into it. You guys, so hope you enjoyed that. Also remember, stick around for today's pictures. I will be putting a ton of pictures at the end of the video, whatever I can find from before the races and after the races, which is basically all the pictures I basically put in the last video. But if you guys want to stick around for those, make sure you do. I will put some cool sightseeing pictures as well, and some other cool pictures if you guys want to stick around for them, so make sure you do. Make sure you go check out all the links in the description. Soul Kitchen's there. I know some of you guys may not live close to that, but if you're ever on Westford, great sushi restaurant, great Asian restaurant. They sell some really delicious food, and I highly recommend it. I'm going to give it 100 out of 10 because it's that good. Make sure you go check out the Junior Olympic recap for indoors. That was the last video I posted for you guys, and the cross-country recap for the indoors. I'm trying to grow this channel and make this channel bigger, so if you guys could, you can share those videos as well. Share them with your friends, tell them it was from me, and yeah, so they can come watch them, get some more views, and we can start upping this channel's subscribers and views. Yeah, so thank you guys. You guys, so I hope you enjoyed that. Stick around for this quote, and you guys are going to love it, and I will see you guys in the next one. Have fun, keep running, enjoy life. Remember that everything is dedicated hard work, and you should never give up on your dreams, and peace out, guys. guys, welcome back to the video. For today's video, I just say I hope you enjoyed the last episode of you guys about the Junior Olympic Indoor Nationals recap. Alright guys, in the third and final block of the video, we're going to be talking about all the sightseeing trips I had on this trip. So how did I do it again? How do I keep messing up on these? It's so fun. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Hope you enjoyed listening to me talk about all the stuff that we discussed about Junior Olympic Indoor Nationals and how did I do it again? This is so aggravating.